All right, everyone. Welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Tuesday, May 22nd, 2018. All right, so we have the moon in Leo, as was the case yesterday. Continued themes around what are our joys in life, what gives us passion, and cultivating that inner flame. So today we do have a few aspects going exact as we go into tomorrow. One is that I think as a backdrop, there is still some healing taking place. On an easier note, we do have the sun sextiling Chiron, so maybe some healing with that self-expression. But going into tomorrow, we do have Mercury sextiling Neptune and opposite Jupiter. So when it comes to our mind, our communication, and also our routine, maybe a bit of flow or an opening for some flow because we're a bit more receptive with the more mental aspects of life. Maybe also a bit hopeful and inspired as well with that opposition up to Jupiter. So let's look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Tuesday. We have the moon well set in Leo today. Leo, the line, all about that, essentially what we're proud of, right? What is our joys? What is that self-expression, that energy? What gives us energy in life? And so we could notice themes around our self-expression today, maybe around the things that give us joy, having some fun, entertainment, creative energy is also very good with Leo, but just getting into that sort of fire. And this is, again, how we're feeling, which is the moon. So this is the more internal process, but when we are cultivating that fire, feeling emotionally secure and grounded, and really aligning with what is the theme collectively. So of course we are still in this first quarter phase of this lunar cycle. Last week, a week ago, we had the new moon in Taurus. So this lunar month, week number 2, all about developing essentially these inner resources, right? It's essentially what Taurus is about. What are our inner resources? What is, cultivating that sense of self-worth, self-value, our natural gifts, our natural abilities, and as a result, cultivating our external values and focusing on those. So this is the source of energy. It is grounded with this Taurus. So really, I think combining the fire with the earth is a great way of working with the energies. Of course, we still have Venus in Gemini, who's recently entered into here, actually. So enjoying a bit of communication, maybe with those relationships, or enjoying some practical things like reading and writing can be enjoyable. And when it comes to that stuff, I think there's a lot of fire behind our mind, behind our communication. Also a lot of self-orientation, which is good. A little bit more clarity in regards to who we are and what we want. And speaking that with Mercury in Aries. So speaking on that Mercury, let's take a look at that. Those aspects, rather. We have Mercury sextiling up to Neptune as we go through the rest of the day, as well as Mercury opposite Jupiter as we go into tomorrow. So probably more so the second half of the day, or as the day unfolds, first of all, easygoingness, I think, when it comes to these, again, matters of the mind, matters of communication, and also with that routine. So a bit of flow there, probably because we are being receptive. So makes it really good for anything that allows the mind to wander, even allows the communications to flow, the routine to kind of flow, right? But seeing where our minds go, great for imagination, creativity, seeing things in a more receptive way, in a new way, you could say. Right? It's kind of like our higher self, our soul, is connecting with our practical self, our human mind. And so this also makes it really good for all spiritual insight, spiritual activities, especially if it involves that routine and this type of, again, receptive stuff. So Mercury is also going to be opposite Jupiter. So there is this, again, as the day unfolds, this bit of broader perspective, right? Jupiter is kind of like the right side of our brain, where Mercury is like the left side of our brain. So these are in an opposition. So there is this distinction we'll likely have going into tomorrow about, okay, this is the practical stuff, and this is more of the possible stuff, or the theoretical stuff, right? And so we may notice we're pendulating, swinging from either or with the opposition, because that's the natural tendency with the opposition, is to want to go to either extreme, going to one extreme and then counterbalancing with the other. So I think a great way of working with the energy going into tomorrow is finding that balance between the practical and the possible, right? The more immediate, Mercury, and the more expansive, long-term, big picture stuff, because what is actually possible can be applied practically. And I think that's a great way of working with this energy, and also vice versa. Good to see things practically, but also to open our horizons to possibilities, right? So very good way of working with this. I think all in all, it is certainly comes across as an easy aspect with that extra consideration of balance. All right, so that's likely the most important stuff. Like I said, the second half of the day, but all day as a backdrop, we do have the Sun sextile in Chiron. This is definitely more on the minor side of it, but it's been a lot of healing, I think, taking place collectively since last weekend. And so this is another step in the right direction, I think, with this. And with the Sun, this could be particularly the healing of our self-expression, right? So an opening today, if there is anything that you feel like is a passion, again, Moon in Leo, is a passion, is a form of self-expression, but maybe there's some wounds behind them. Nothing major, but just feeling those vulnerabilities or inhibitions or whatever it is. I think expressing ourselves in the face of those wounds can be very healing. And again, being there for ourselves when it comes to that self-expression can also be very healing and rejuvenating. And of course, helping others heal. This is very good for not only healing ourselves, but obviously healing others as well with this sextile. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell. And again, the theme is about self-expression. Great day for this stuff, just having some fun, feeling emotionally good when we are doing that, cultivating our creative side, our expressive side, that inner flame, which is Leo, all in the context of continuing to challenge ourselves, really, to cultivate our inner resources with the Sun in Taurus. All right, so have a great day, everyone. Thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that like button if you haven't yet, and I will see you all tomorrow for the daily forecast. Take care.